I just thought I would do a quick little video for you all. I'm always getting asked how I get my flights or how I find flights so cheaply. I've never flown to Europe for more than $450. And I'm actually going to Hong Kong in May for $375 or maybe even less than that. I can't remember, but it was a fantastic deal. So this all started with Scotch Cheap Flights right there. So it's scotcheapflights.com. And it takes you to this so you can sign up for a free membership or there's premium. I did the free for maybe a couple months. You do get emails stating what they have going on. But for $39 a year, which is a steal, you get the premium. With the premium comes Hawaii deals, Alaska deals, and then we also get all the deals before the free members do. And it's only $39 per year, which with all the money that I've saved on all my flights, it has paid for itself tenfold. So I highly recommend, if you're gonna do that, to go premium. It's well worth the $39. And you do get a 30-day money-back guarantee. And you get all the flight deals before everybody. There's just a lot more options than if you do the limited or the free version. So I highly recommend Scotch Cheap Flights, $39 premium. Another way that I find flights is I kind of learned it from Scott and the team. But if you've never Google Flight or looked at Google Flights, this is a huge help, and I've booked several flights off of Google Flights. So what you do with Google Flights is you put in where you're leaving from. I tend to leave from Charlotte, so CLT. And let's say I want to go to Paris. I'm going to Paris, France. What's neat then is you can pick the little month option here. And what it's going to do, see the green? The green is going to let you know what the cheapest flight is out of Charlotte and to Paris. And what you can do is you can scan through. It's going to add it up. Charlotte's actually a pretty expensive airport to fly out of, but that's kind of expensive. I would never pay that much. But you can scroll through all the months of the year to find the cheapest deals. Oh, so in October, it actually goes quite a bit cheaper right there if you can leave. And actually, I'm on vacation that month. But I wouldn't even pay that much. Like I said, Charlotte is kind of expensive. So then I would go and say, whoopsie. I would go and let's do Newark or NYC. It's always cheaper to fly to New York. And from the Asheville area or the Charlotte area, or Greenville even, you can get a pretty cheap flight out of GSP or Asheville or CLT to Newark very cheaply, under $100 round trip. I've done it a couple of times now. So I normally pick New York. Let's see, New York to Paris. And then now we're gonna go back to our months here. And we should see quite a bit more green. And as you can see, ours from Charlotte was like $1,200, $1,300, $1,100. This from New York is under $500s, and they don't even have that in green because that's considered a high price. In the black, let's see if we can find some green. Save some money. Maybe not. Oh, yeah. So, September, out of New York, September 23rd, and that's a full week. So if you wanted to take the 23rd to the 30th off, you would only pay $288 round trip. So I'm gonna go ahead and select that. 23rd, and let's say, oh, it did go up a little bit. So once you select your leaving date, you pick your bag, but still $307 is like so cheap. Let's say you wanted to come back the 2nd of October. See, it's green, so I'm gonna hit done. It's gonna calculate it. I don't know if you guys can see. So we have New York to Paris, Monday, September 23rd through Wednesday, October 2nd. And then it's gonna give us some options here. So best departing flight. I have no clue what airline Level is, but Level has a flight for $278 round trip. And then it goes up from there. So you can do American Airlines. I know American Airlines. I'm okay with flying American Airlines. But also that's a nonstop from New York to Paris for $312, which still is a pretty good deal round trip from New York. Because let's say you find a flight for under $100 to New York from Asheville or Greenville or Charlotte even. So that still only puts you at like $400 and possibly $50 round trip for your flight from New York, or from your flight from here to Paris, which is a steal. So that's just a little bit of a run through of how I look for my flights. Again, I always wait for the Scott Cheap Flights. And normally when they send an email, let me see if I can find an email real quick here. So when they send an email and it doesn't match maybe possibly dates that I am okay with or can take vacation off, then that's when I run to Google Flights and I just tweak it a little bit and see if I can find that best deal. Let's go here. Today they sent, oh, here's one from today at noon. This is what their emails look like. Scotch Cheap Flights, and these are deals to Vancouver. I loved Vancouver, so if that's something that you've ever thought of, I loved it, and I am very tempted to book another flight because it is pretty cheap. Because this is probably the fastest and cheapest way to get to Seattle as well, because you cannot fly from the southeast to Seattle for under $600. So if you can get to Vancouver for in the 200s, which is what I did in January, and then you just take the Amtrak train for like $80 down to Seattle, and you've still paid under $300 for Vancouver and Seattle. But anyway, so Vancouver, and it tells you all the airports that these deals are coming from. I have everything signed up on the southeast, but as you can see, Charlotte right there, $255 out of Charlotte. If I can highlight it. Anyway, you see it. So $255 out of Charlotte. They also tell you when, so it just kind of depends, but March through February-ish. It includes summer and Thanksgiving, but it normally does not include Christmas. I have yet to see a deal that includes Christmas or New Year's Eve. It also tells you what the normal price is, which is over $550, and which airlines they could possibly be on. And what's also awesome is that they tell you that these flights will last maybe 2 days. Sometimes they'll say grab now because it's not going to last very long. They pretty much tell you everything you need to know. Another cool thing they do is they take a picture. That is the bridge that I went to, I think. But that's amazing. That's in Vancouver, of course. It'll show you how to do Google Flights because that's how they looked this up. And a lot of luck. They love Scotch Cheap Flights. But just a quick little overview on what I do to find my flights. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you have any other questions, feel free to message me and let me know. Bye.